Still
with
soldiers.
yeah, I mean we need them, but yeah, you like can't talk shit about it. It's like even I like working at Home Depot. I can't talk shit on the lot guy. We still need a guy pushing the carts, and I don't want to go do it. Like we still need people cleaning up, like doing the stupid we still need road guards, bro.
Yeah.
we still need road guards. I'm just not doing that. So I'm not gonna like go talk shit on you, but
Well, I mean, as the Marine Corps, like we still need the Army to come in and hold. The problem is that y'all just go fuck it up, dude. We had to take Fallujah not once but twice.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
yeah,
You'd have taken it a third time had I been there. Tell you that.
yeah. Bring
dude,
me over
shit.
there, bro. Yeah, no, my dad always said he still says it. He just he wishes he was a part of something like the Marine Corps. Because I kind of felt out of place because I didn't go to college, and then you see everybody with a college sticker and a college hat of the college they went to, and all that, and I'm like, man, I don't have nothing. And then I got into Army, and I was like, okay, here we go. But it's nowhere near like that Marine Corps cult.
Yeah, it's wild,
Like,
man.
yeah.
I think
But
they
I tell
have
you
to,
what,
bro.
college probably ain't all it's cracked up to be. I went for a couple of semesters and I dropped out. I'm a proud community college dropout right here.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
I did for the Army. Now I'm back in community college. It's a little tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Got your ass, bro.
Yeah, they got
But
you.
I'm doing it for the podcast, dude. I'm doing it to help people. I'm gonna go get me a doctorate in psychology.
Hey, when you got a reason why, it makes a huge
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, and that's I hit up Kevin, I hit up Tank. Shout out
Oh.
to Fullerton. And
Shout out to Fullerton, bro.
he did, this guy's nuts. First off, he's like, I would say probably like 220, just straight brick shit house build. Like just massive.
How do you describe Fullerton? You ever see those really jacked dogs that are just like a machine, bro? Like Fullerton, bro, is fucking
I had a
amazing.
dude in my on my first deployment like that. Old
Yeah. No,
Cooper.
dude's just yoked out of his mind.
Fucking
and then
incredible, man.
But he's done, like he's got a master's while still in the Army. He's got a couple different other things too. So I messaged him, like, dude, how did you do all this? Because this was before I got back into school, when I was in my rut, when I just moved back to my parents. Like, dude, how did you do this? This is insane. Master's in international relations, I think is what it is. And I asked him, and he was like, dude, you just have to have a goal. Like, you can't just go. I was just going to get money. I was just going because they pay me to go. So I was just going. And it was brutal. I failed a class. Like, now I'm back in that class now, and the class still sucks, but I'm able to do it now because I see it as, if I don't do this class, I won't get my doctorate in psychology. Like you said, it makes it a lot easier. So shout out to Fullerton for helping me out with that.
Bro, Fullerton, dude, the goat.
I needed that milk. That's
He's
for sure.
smart for the Army, bro.
No, that dude, yeah, you don't. Too smart and jacked. That dude's about to make his. I'm excited to follow his life because he's got it all going on. But back to Steven. Let's start this show and we'll get it underway, baby.
Right on. Well, I guess I'll just start with who I am.
We got
it. I don't know.
Intro.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. I was on the laptop and I couldn't fucking click it. I don't know what's happening.
Dude, that was so professional.
You know how we do, man. No, so
I feel like I'm on Joe Rogan right now, you know?
Yes, sir. We got the microphone. Joe Rogan don't go outside. I got the microphone, the cigar. I got wine. I don't do whiskey too often anymore. But yeah, welcome back, everybody. Episode 57. Steadily increasing, baby. Happy to be here. We have Steven on the show, and I don't think we did an ad last episode, so I apologize, Steven. But Steven is our first sponsor of the show, and I couldn't think of a better company to go along with our mission. So we'll get into that. We're going to get into the little dark sides of the military, and how Steven went from military to starting a brand, how hard it is to start a brand, because I thought it would be a breeze, but it is so hard. Like, even the podcast, people think this is easy. There's so much more into it than you think there is. And yeah, I'm excited to get into it. So first off, Kev, how you doing today, man?
I am phenomenal, bro. It is finally starting to get cold here in Nashville. So I'm super thankful for that. No, but I'm pumped to get into this, dude.
Yeah, no, we got a beautiful day out here in Tampa. Steven, how you doing today, man?
Dude, it's gorgeous out, man. It's Southern California, man.
Oh,
It's
get the
like
fuck
it's
out of
sunny.
here.
Dude, it's like 80 degrees. I'd be wearing shorts, but I just got back from training dogs, and for whatever reason, I don't like to wear shorts while I'm doing that. You know, because I'm a masochist. You know, I hate myself. It's gonna be hot.
The boss never wears shorts, bro. It's in The Sopranos. You can't be.
Dude, all the rest of the time I'm wearing shorts. It's just, you know.
Oh man, whatever. Then.
Dog training. I don't wear shorts for it.
I'm part of the tiny calf crew, so you won't really see me in shorts.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Right on. You gotta squirrel them bad boys away, huh?
Yeah, I wear shorts to work to show off my massive legs that I don't have.
Get the fuck out.
And then I wear shorts to the gym on leg day, and that's it. Every other day is pants. Learned that from my cousin. Don't ever wear shorts to the gym unless you're working on legs.
You got to have those ex-fat guy calves, bro. That's the only way I think you look half.
I got the hockey calves.
Speaking of, your dad's lost a bunch of weight, though, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. Let's just shout out to my dad real quick, because a big reason I wanted to move home and what made me feel happier about moving back home was I was going to be able to help my parents get back into better shape. And with my sister's wedding coming up, they both had a reason, so we started going to the gym and started honing in on the diet, and I was able to answer a couple questions here and there for him. And coming home each day, I came home the other day and he asked me, like, is this snack good to have, or is this dessert good to have? And I was able to answer. It's just very cool. He's lost about 40 pounds within the past 6 months, maybe, and the dude's just looking phenomenal. It's an incredible journey, man.
When my wife saw the picture, the post you made on Facebook, he had like a before and after go.
Yeah.
And she thought that the after was you.
What?
She thought the after was you because he was in good shape, bro.
Yeah.
Doing some Trev little pose, dude.
Yeah.
No, he looks phenomenal, man. It's great to see, for real.
Yeah, but we got a beautiful day here in Florida. I'm just happy to get into it. Steven, you want to go into why you chose the Marines and how you got into that, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Dude,
actually, real quick, how'd you grow up? How was life in childhood?
Dude, it wasn't great.
No,
I mean,
so you joined the Marine
somebody
Corps.
Who joined the Marine Corps infantry. What else would you honestly expect? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My parents split when I was super young. I got uprooted from Southern California, got taken up to the middle of nowhere in the Adirondack Mountains. I mean, it was like straight an hour to the nearest grocery store kind of thing. And I mean, that wasn't too bad, dude. It was pretty cool. I loved growing up there, you know, playing in the mud, running around in the creeks. Like, you'd see deer and bear all the time, man. And that was pretty cool. But, you know, the parent situation wasn't that great between, you know, a mom that wasn't really present and quite a few father figures that, you know, they might have laid down the law a little bit heavy-handed or just didn't honestly give a fuck that I was there. Made for a fairly rough childhood and some childhood trauma that I ended up, you know, bringing into my adult life. And when it came right down to it, you know, the graduating high school, what the fuck am I going to do? Dude, I want to do something cool. I'm going to join the Marine Corps. Hell yeah, I'll do the infantry because why not, man?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a Marine, you might as well go all the way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So why was there a reason you did the Marine? Did you do it because of the cult following that we were talking about, or you just...
Dude, I read a book about Marines. Well, first I was talking to basically all the different recruiters. I ruled the Army out because this recruiter, I forget what he said I had lied about, but he was like, yeah, you're lying, bro. I don't believe you. And I was like, right on. Well, I guess I don't want to join the Army. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what else to what you want me to lie to you about not doing this? Or I was like, I don't know, man. So I was like, all right, you're out. I went to the Coast Guard, and dude, the Coast Guard was like, oh, you ain't got a college degree, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. And I was just like,
they're mad selective, bro.
I'm not trying to be an officer. I'm just trying to, I don't know, be a deckhand or something, like whatever it is the Coast Guard does. And they're like, nah, we ain't gonna take you, brother.
I couldn't tell you what the hell they do.
Yeah, right. I've worked with them. I don't know what they do. They didn't know what they did. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then Marine Corps recruiter got a hold of me, and he was like, my man, let me tell you about the Marine Corps. And I was just like, dude, I was sold. I was hooked. Like, yes, all of this, I want it. You know, you left out all of the darker side of it, the bullshit that tends to go on behind the scenes, but sold me on all the badass shit. So I was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it.
That's just an effective recruiting strategy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Yep.
Well, I tell you what, the Marine Corps kills it at public relations, man. They get like books written about them, and Marines are just badass. So like the material is easy to come by, And I read a book about Marines by Oliver North. I can't remember the name of the book, but dude, that cemented it in my mind. I was going to be a Marine. And I guess the rest is history, man. I went to boot camp the first night there. I remember thinking to myself, I have made a horrible decision.
Oh.
Hey, show of hands. Yeah, who else thought that?
Yeah, right here. Yeah, I'll raise both hands to that one, man.
Yo, oh my God.
Like, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah,
I remember, leaving, and I had these really vivid dreams. Like the first night you're there, you don't go to bed until like 3 a.m. You got to wake up like the butt crack of dawn the next day. And I've had these like really vivid dreams where I was back in Colorado, and it was like I was getting sucked out of them, bro. Like pulled away. Like, no, hell no. Get your ass in formation, Dalen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a trip, dude.
Yeah, no. It ain't easy going to a basic training. Like, yeah, my first day was like where like you sleep in a bay full of what, like 80 people?
Dude, I think I had like 100.
Yeah. It's my God, there are so many people in here. None of us know what the fuck we're doing. We barely have clothes. Like, I have nothing to my name right now. What's going on?
We had to stand like online in the squad bay, naked in front of everybody else, more times than I feel was completely necessary.
Like when they ask, like I ran outside because I was late to something. Like the second day I was in the Army, homie's like, "What company you in, soldier?" And I'm like, "Bro, what the hell is a company, man? D, like, I don't know, bro. I hid in my locker to get off fire guard, dude. You're asking the wrong one. Like, put me somewhere.
In my locker, bro. No,
they got like reception, right? Like when you first get in there.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Marine Corps?
Yeah, like when you first get there before you leave to the actual.
Oh yeah, you get blasted by a drill instructor when you get on when you get to the base from the bus. They hop on and they're like, y'all are worthless. Go stand on my yellow footprints, and then it just starts and it doesn't end until the crucible's over at the end of the 13th week or whatever it is.
What were you thinking on those yellow footprints? Other than shit, I might have fucked up.
Dude, honestly, I was super excited. Yeah, I was ready to go. I'd waited so long to get there. I was hype. There's actually the set of doors on Parris Island, probably MCRD San Diego too. I don't know. I ain't never been there. And supposedly you only walk through them once, right? Like, it's supposed to be the beginning of your Marine Corps career. Well, through some snafu or another, I actually walked through them twice. Like my entire platoon did. Like we went through it, and then we came back at some point in time in the first 2 days, and we did it again. And I was like, all right, I'm going through twice. Right on. All right, cool.
You're already fucking up.
And then shortly after that, after filling out the paperwork, handing in all my civilian clothes and like getting my camis, getting to the squad bay, and then all hell broke loose. That's when I was like, all right, you know what? I might have made a mistake.
Yeah.
This is some bullshit is what this is.
So where were you stationed first? Where'd you go right after that?
Good old Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, man. I mean,
wait, what? I thought they kept you on the coast, dude.
Like, yeah, that is the coast.
North Carolina is the coast, dude.
No. I'm talking like if you enlisted out of Denver, Colorado, they keep you in the West Coast.
Oh yeah, dude, I enlisted out in New York. You didn't catch that part?
I thought you were from Southern California.
I am. I moved to the Adirondacks in upstate New York.
Yeah, Adirondacks.
All right, shut the fuck up, Charlie. Like anyone could find that on a map. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, nobody ever knows where the fuck it is.
I didn't know where it was.
The Adirondacks, man. That's like, it's gorgeous. It's New York State, so it sucks, but it's gorgeous.
Okay, so you're in North Carolina. That's pretty cool. They do that because the Army don't give a fuck. I was about to go to goddamn South Korea.
Ship your ass to
Mexico, well, when I went through the infantry training battalion, dude, they sent so I was an 0352, tow gunner by trade, and they were sending a couple of dudes out to Hawaii, and I was like, please send me to Hawaii. Please send me.
Hell no.
Dude,
Hell
you think
no.
I got sent to Hawaii? Fuck no.
Hell
Dude, I
no.
got
Hell
sent
no.
to 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, right in the middle of the swamp of North
Mhm.
Carolina. So
How was that though? Like you first get there, like as a new private or whatever.
dude, it was worse than boot
Oh,
camp and
no.
ITB put together. I got my shit pushed in. Right, because I was, some sheltered kid from upstate New York, didn't really know shit about life. And dude, them dudes had just come back from a gnarly deployment in Helmand Province. And so they set us right. We were well prepared for the rigors of combat. They might have gone a little bit overboard, to be perfectly honest, but who doesn't when you're
What?
I don't know how to
I don't know how to come back from a deployment like that.
Like you walking in as a fresh private and everyone just got back from overseas. Like that's about as bad as it gets, Steve.
Oh yeah, I got a dip bottle thrown at my head like first day.
Yo, what's that scene from Jarhead where he's walking into the barracks and like all the Marines are on the balcony just looking at him, bro?
Oh yeah, but it was worse because when I checked in, dude, everybody was out in the field training. Like they'd been on a week-long training op, So like not only had they just come back from a gnarly deployment, but they had just come back from the field. So they were all pissed off. Like anything I did would have been wrong anyways. Dude, I checked in and my roommate at the time, my like brand new roommate, never been in this room before, right? There's like a pizza box laying around. There's maybe some crumbs, a little bit of trash. Like it's not terrible, but it ain't the way it's supposed to be. Dude, I straight got hazed. I'd never even been in this room before. They're like, how the fuck do you possibly have a dirty ass room? I'm like, I don't know. This is the first time I'm seeing this.
What is this, an excuse?
Yo. And they're like, well, this sucks to suck. Time I guess I gotta haze you because your room's all fucked up. I was just like, all right on.
That's funny you say anything I would have done would have been wrong anyways, because I was working yesterday with my department head. We were setting up the Christmas tent and he asked me to do something and I'm like, my first thought was like, fuck, I'm gonna do this wrong. And it's so funny because like that's what you think in the army or in the military. It's like, oh, this is gonna be wrong, I'm gonna fucking pay for it, whatever. You're like on edge for everything you do. Oh, yeah. And finally yesterday I thought to myself when doing this, I'm like, what the fuck's he gonna do? What he's gonna yell at me, scream at me, tell me I'm a piece of shit and I should have never joined or some shit like in the army? No, like, he's gonna be like, hey. And then I did fuck it up and he was like, hey, I didn't mean to do that, I meant this. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it. Like, it didn't matter. But it's funny that that's how the mentality is. And then you get out and you're like on edge all the time. It's crazy. But what'd you got any cool like what'd you do in the Marines? You went overseas, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a couple of deployments to Afghanistan. Once in 2011. Good old Marja, man. Dude, that place. It was a wild deployment. We there was some kinetic action, going on there. There was an awful lot of found an awful lot of IEDs. For somebody who was in the lead truck the entire time, somehow missed every single one of them.
Good to go.
And
hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Like, there were more occasions than I can count where, like, for no reason or maybe some weird reason that I don't understand, the marching order of the platoon would change, and not more than 5 minutes later, the new lead truck would get blown up, or I'd be sitting over an area for like 30-40 minutes and nothing would happen. We'd push forward a little bit, truck behind me would get blown up. It was wild. Or there was this one time we were driving through the desert coming into Marja proper, and we were in view of an Afghan National Army post. And like, so, I'm not really paying all that much attention to everything, just sort of driving. And dude, last truck veers out of my track, like, dude, a foot gets blown up. Like,
wow.
EOD came out and they were sweeping the area. Dude, they found like 3 or 4 IEDs, and I had just sort of like lazily weaved through all of them. Dude, I wasn't paying it. I didn't even try to do that, but I like weaved through these IEDs, Dude, shit was crazy, man.
Kev, can you guess my next question?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Is there a part of you that's like, damn, I wish I got blown up too?
At the time, I was like, dude, hell yeah, I get a Purple Heart. Like, that sounds like a good. Now that I'm older and wiser, I'm like, dude, thank God, because that shit is fucked. But young Steven was like, hey man, I'll be set for life with one of them enemy marksmanship badges.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing over there. Like, we were getting bombed in Afghanistan. I'm like, dude, like, blow up this fucking chew. Like, just blow up our spot. Like, I was working on the helicopter, incoming. I'm like, please. I don't know why, but that's what I thought. But my question was, did you believe in a religion or God before you went over there or anything?
So I had grown up in a pretty fundamentalist Protestant household. So like there was some stuff that was ingrained in me, but throughout my early 20s, I started to leave that behind. And, at the time, like I wasn't practicing. I didn't, I'd like say grace before I ate because that's what I was supposed to do. But like, I didn't hold anything to it of real any value.
Did you end up like thinking to yourself like, man, like how have I not blown up yet? Like someone's looking out for me or anything? Did that ever cross your mind at all?
Honestly, no. I started to chalk it up to coincidence, and there was a pretty strong period of my life, and it started to begin around this time where I was like pretty hardcore atheist. Like, nope, everything's random chance. I don't know what's going on, but I guess I'm just keep getting lucky.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was. And then when I hit my depression, Kevin was like, "No, dude, this like you're still here for a reason. It's not a coincidence that this happened like 5 times in a row. Come on, dude.
How old were you in your atheist stage?
It started about 20, 21, and has lasted up until I'd say maybe about 30 or so. And then I started kind of questioning stuff. I'd still say that, for a while there in my 30s that it's like, all right, yeah, I'm mostly an atheist. There's maybe something out there that we don't understand yet. Yeah, I love science. Like science is my thing.
Yeah.
So I always told myself like, hey, maybe there's something out there that we just don't understand yet. Eventually science will catch up to it. But I think we'll actually talk about my ayahuasca experience a little bit later.
Yeah.
Dude, that has totally changed my mind.
Dude, go into that now.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, no, send it.
I got hooked up by the Heroic Hearts Project. They're this nonprofit that help veterans with experimental, but like, the ayahuasca stuff, the Shipibo people who put on these ceremonies, they've been practicing this for thousands of years. So it's experimental in the sense that Western medicine doesn't really understand it yet, but it's a treatment that's been around for like practically forever. And yeah, Heroic Hearts Project, man, they hooked me up. They sent me down to Peru with this great group of people. They have donors that paid for essentially the entire thing. I paid what I could, just help out. And man, it was an amazing experience. They've got facilitators there. They've got the maestros, which are basically shaman, the healers. And dude, there's so much love and support in these things. It's an incredible experience.
Were you surrounded by more veterans?
Yeah. Almost everybody on the trip was a veteran.
Okay.
The only person that wasn't a veteran was actually she worked for Heroic Hearts projects, like spreading the good word. So yeah, she was there to experience it and like really have a deep understanding of what it was that she was promoting. But we all had just a crazy experience. My own experience, it wasn't necessarily a pleasant one, but it was like exactly what I needed. I felt we had 3 ceremonies. The first ceremony, I felt like it was just like me and the medicine getting to know each other. And like, dude, some of this stuff's going to sound fucking crazy.
Nah, send it. Well,
Yeah,
no one's gonna
bro.
understand because
Yeah.
no one's done it. Like until you do. I'm guessing that's one of those things. Until you do it, you really don't.
Yeah, dude, I went into this super skeptical. Like, we had a little bit of a talk beforehand with the facilitators and the healers, and they were like, talking about the spirit of the ayahuasca, and I was like, yeah, okay, plant spirits, yeah, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
I went into it the first night, and it was kind of like it was like the medicine was teaching me how to let go and how to let her do the work, because I had I'd set my intention super strong, like this is what I want to work on. I want to work on this and nothing else. And my first night, like for most of the night, it's just like battling the ayahuasca, almost trying to keep focused on what I wanted to work on. And I ended up getting tired, and something came up that I didn't really expect. It was something that I thought I'd work through. I had a good friend that committed suicide right as I was getting out of the Marine Corps, and I thought I'd process through that, and it came up, and I was just like, whoa, damn, that's wild. Okay, well, I'm tired of fighting the ayahuasca. Let's explore this. What are you trying to tell me? And dude, it's wild. I had a conversation with Noah. I basically said, what the fuck, dude? Why would you do this to me? And I let him have it for a little bit, and then I was just like, you know what, man, I miss you, and like, shit's tough. It'd be cool if I got a hug. And I swear to God, man, that fool gave me a hug from the other side. Like, I could feel it inside myself, like just this feeling of like an embrace and warmth and like compassion. And I'm like, whoa, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And that all came after letting the ayahuasca take control and show me what I needed to see. And then the next night, I ended up having a little bit more medicine, so ostensibly so I could feel some more of it. And I swear to God, I could see the spirit of the ayahuasca like dancing in the hut that we were in, like working through the healers. And it was crazy. It was at that moment that I was like, okay, I don't know what this is. I have no fucking clue. But whatever this is, whatever the spirit of the ayahuasca is, dude, it loves us. Like, it might be Mother Earth for all I know. I don't know. I don't get it. But it's absolutely like a thing. And dude, I like, one of the things they tell you is to just trust the medicine. No matter what comes up, it's coming up for a reason, and so I was trusting, letting go and trusting the medicine to do its thing. And things would pop up they were kind of like scary, and I was like, I took the advice of the facilitators and just said, okay, what are you trying to show me? And I these scary things, they'd come up, I'd say, okay, what is this? Like, I trust you, but what is this? And it was crazy because I would watch like this scary thing that I could see just sort of start to shrivel up, almost like a plant that hadn't gotten water, and it would disappear and it'd be gone. And it was almost like in the second night, the ayahuasca was teaching me how to handle a tough experience with the medicine. So, the first night's learning how to let go. The second night is learning how to handle like a strenuous, like, ayahuasca experience. And then the third night,
Hey,
yo,
dude, this is where shit got real. Going into it, before I'd even taken the medicine that night, I could feel like something in my stomach was already not happy. And I was like, oh, this one's going to be rough, man. I almost didn't want to take the medicine. And, I invited my younger self to come to the mat and basically experience it with me. Jumping back a little bit, there's trauma from my childhood, right, that I needed to work through. So I invited that child onto the mat to experience whatever we were going to experience tonight, and kind of like show up for that child, give them what he didn't necessarily have as a child, because now I'm an adult that can take care of myself. And dude, I got there, I took the medicine, and man, I went through it. when people talk about like disturbing trips, horrifying trips, it started. I could feel the stomach like coming up, dude. It was not a comfortable, like sick to my stomach.
Because it's a drink, right?
Yeah, it's a tea. It's boiled ayahuasca and chacruna, and it doesn't taste the best, that's for sure. But um,
What is it though? Like, where are they getting this stuff from?
dude, so ayahuasca is a vine. It grows in the Amazon jungle, and chacruna is a plant that also grows in the Amazon jungle. And it's this particular combination, and not really any other combination that tends to work like this.
Let me get this straight. I go into the Amazon jungle, right?
The biggest ecosystem in the world.
And find
Most
these
biodiverse place on the planet.
Yeah, find two
plants that happen to make you this. It elicits a reaction, but it's just two random vines. Like, wow.
Basically,
did they tell
dude,
you?
I mean, think about it like this. So I talked to the maestros about it. I'm like, dude, like, how do you get here? Well, what's your thing? They go into a crazy diet. Like, they're super strict. You know, they have to eat ultra clean, like no garlic, no onions, like no pork, no red meat, like incredibly clean. And then they go into a period of essentially isolation where they're just like communing with the plants. They don't talk. And I might be butchering this because, dude, I have no idea. But I do know that they spend an awful lot of time like meditating and just being silent. And eventually what happens is like they start to be able to hear what the plants are saying. And so, yeah, you could look at just, maybe they just started mixing random shit and like, oh, dude, don't do this concoction because, dude, Bob, he did this one, he keeled over dead, you know what I mean? Or maybe maybe they are actually like getting stuff from these plants, and the plants told them what you needed to do. The spirit of the ayahuasca is like, hey, take some chacruna, boil it down and then drink it and see what happens. And that's honestly what I believe. And this is coming from somebody who is a hyper, like, there's 0% chance.
Skeptical. Yeah.
Now I'm like, dude, I think there's more than like a 95% chance that that's what happened.
I had this like hypothesis with shit like that where like it's like bread, that was started because someone mixed some flour and water on accident. And then some yeast got in there and all of a sudden they had bread. Like, I wonder if homie they were just sampling every vine out there, happened to brush up against this. And he's like, dude, I'm tripping hard right now.
It's like, bro, I'm thinking about shit I don't want to think about right now. Let's do it more.
But then like if you're hugging a friend that's been gone for a while, who's to say that plant didn't instruct whoever way back when?
Yeah. Dude, I told you it's gonna sound fucking crazy, but
we don't think you're crazy at all.
No, I don't. I mean, I've done my fair share of LSD.
Yeah.
So like, it may not be similar, but it's like just as crazy,
Yeah.
Like it's explaining to someone how LSD works is hard to do, and you sound crazy explaining it, because to the normal mind, that's not shit that normally comes up. Like, I don't know, like explaining, like, I feel so, like, I don't know, like I fit in this world, yet I'm not unique. Almost like I am unique, but there's so many. I'm so small to the big grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you think that way? Well, I don't know, dude. I took LSD and that's where it got me. Like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But what made you want to go over there and do this whole thing? Like, how'd you find the what is it?
Dude, I read a book years ago about a combat veteran that went and did ayahuasca in the jungle and basically came back healed from PTSD. And that was, years ago, right? I knew I wanted to do this. I just didn't know how. And then I started my coffee company. I was messaging random people on LinkedIn, like, hey man, you want to buy some coffee? I ended up hitting up this one dude, right? And he's like, right on, let's talk about it on a call. And I was like, dude, hell yeah, I'm gonna sell some coffee. And he was like, right on, let me hear about you, man. Like, what's your story? And so I told him, and he's like, well, hey, you ever thought about going to the jungle and doing some ayahuasca? And I was like, as a matter of fact, I have. He's like, right on. Well, I can get you hooked up with it, seeing as you're a combat veteran. Dude, he hooked me up with Heroic Hearts Project, and I was down there in like a couple of months. It was crazy is that the group that I was in, almost all of us there was some sort of coincidence that like got us to that particular retreat. For me, dude, I was messaging random people on LinkedIn. Like I had no business being there. I just happened out of the millions of people on LinkedIn, messaged the one dude that could get me there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so like if it was just me, I'd say, all right, that's just coincidence, dude. Like coincidences, they happen. But dude, there's no way that everybody got there coincidentally, and it's all just a coincidence. So I feel pretty heavily that when it's your time to experience ayahuasca, you'll find yourself almost profoundly called to the experience.
Wow.
Wait, can I ask though, the other people, like y'all were all tripping at one time?
Yep.
Was their experience? What was their experience? Was it comparable to yours?
No, it was all over the place, man. Some people had like just really beautiful, gentle experiences, and every time we talked about it afterwards, I'd just be like, "That's some bullshit." Like,
Yeah.
Here I am hugging my dead best friend.
Yeah.
my dead best friend. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't
for
what I
real.
wanted, and it wasn't what I expected, but it was what I needed. That third
Yeah.
night, dude, it was miserable. It was hellacious. It was like going through all the worst parts of my childhood again. But going through it as a child, I had nobody. Going through it again as an adult with my child, I was there. I was able to be there for myself, and that's where like my healing came from, dude. It was a profound experience. I have much more, love for myself. I'm able to create space for myself. I've actually find that I have pretty intense emotional responses to stuff. And now when that stuff comes up, I take a moment because I just sit with it and sit with myself. And I tell myself, hey, whatever this emotion is, like, it's okay to have, but just know that like, it's not as extreme maybe as I'm making it out to be. And then, I'm basically like, I talk to myself like I would if I had a son that was going through it and came to me and was like, hey, this is what I'm feeling, And I found that it's actually helped substantially. Because those really intense emotions would feed into my anxiety and like my, trying to make huge amounts of space, not wanting to leave the house, that kind of thing. Depression is another one that comes up often with that. And so being able to create space for myself and just to like take care of myself is just such a valuable skill that honestly I didn't even really know I needed before I went down there. And so it's amazing how, to me, the ayahuasca is able to, it knows what you need without you even really needing to know what you need. As long as you trust it to do what it needs to do to heal you, you're going to find some sort of profound healing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I've heard of people like they take it and then they throw up a bunch.
Oh yeah, that was me on the third night. Yep, I threw up all night. It was miserable. It didn't stop. And it was like, dude, you don't eat dinner that night. So like there shouldn't be that much to throw up, right? But like it just kept coming. It didn't stop for like 3 hours straight. I was puking. But and that sounds miserable. So to anybody listening, don't necessarily expect that that's going to be your experience. It having gone through it, dude, I would absolutely go back and do it again. And it was a miserable experience, but it was exactly what I needed. Like I said, there were other people that had just beautiful, wonderful, eye-opening experiences, and they just felt like a level of love and compassion that they'd never felt before in their lives. And so it really boils down to just what kind of healing you need, and that's the kind of healing that the ayahuasca is going to bring to the table.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. That's incredible. But
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, like, as important as the medicine is, as plant medicines can be, and it's not just ayahuasca, but psilocybin, even LSD. Uh, as important as that is, having somebody that can hold space for you, keeping you safe while you're going through this, as well as integration on the backside. You can get an integration coach. You can read a book on psychedelic integration. Because, like, some of these experiences can be really tough.
Yeah.
I actually had to talk with a couple of different coaches about my experience before I was really able to parse what it was that my lesson was, and how to actually then integrate it into my life going forward. Because it is possible to just, have this experience and you go home and then everything just goes back to normal, and, learn this profound lesson. But if you don't apply it, you're not going to find the healing. So it's vital to get some coaching, and integrate it into your life. And for anybody that doesn't want to go to Peru, you want to use psilocybin, LSD, or whatever the case may be. You got a plug and you can get the stuff. If you want to work on some stuff, make sure you've got somebody that can hold space for you. They call it a trip sitter, but basically somebody who's done it a handful of times, a professional, will have ways that they can help you experience what you need to experience while keeping you safe.
I was gonna say, yeah,
so
Peru.
massive. That is so massive, because I took LSD one time, and right as I was about to peak, my friend yelled that this lady who just came in, who was invited to my house, was the cops.
Oh, I remember that.
Dude, I lost it. Like, the whole time I was freaking out. And Brian May, my brother-in-law now,
The goat.
this dude had to put up with my shit the whole time. And it was a tough time, but having that trip sitter is absolutely massive. And you don't really know, because you don't know about the drug, so you can't think of that. Like, we're telling you now, if you want to do any of these drugs, a trip sitter is almost essential. Like,
I would say it's mandatory. I started my psychedelic journey on my own, and in retrospect, I see how incredibly reckless that was. I've had a couple of what you would call bad trips, and sometimes that's what you have to go through, but you don't really necessarily have control over it.
Right.
And so if you're not in a safe place, or say you have weapons, you're not in a normal frame of mind. And if you've got a weapon, there's a possibility that it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say, like, set and setting, very important. Having somebody to hold space for you, ultra important, because you may have a beautiful experience. You may also have the most horrifying experience you've ever had your entire life. And you don't want to lose yourself because you didn't have somebody to keep you safe at the time.
How long are you tripping for?
Well, it depends on the drug.
Okay, on ayahuasca. Oh, how long did you trip for on ayahuasca those days?
The ceremonies were about 4 to 5 hours long, maybe about 6 hours long. Oh, wow. And it varied from person to person. Some people were still in it, and some people would actually reactivated after the ceremony was over. They'd go down, get a cup of tea, and they'd drink it, and then they'd just be like, "Whoa, I'm back in it."
Oh,
wow. So ayahuasca actually stays with you for a while. So before you go down to an ayahuasca retreat, a reputable retreat center will have you start a special diet, eating super clean, cutting out added sugar, cutting out coffee, caffeine. Eventually, you have to refrain from sex, and post retreat, you actually do the same thing, but instead of weaning off stuff, you're weaning back onto stuff. And I'd be lying if I said I fully understand it. I don't. I don't really know why. I think it's something to do energetically, which I don't really understand. I was a skeptic going in. I'm much less of a skeptic coming out. So I'm just doing what they say, and when I get to the end of it, I'll start drinking my coffee again. But
Shit, what was this group called that got you down there?
Heroic Hearts Project, dude, they're phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. They hooked us up with psychedelic coaching, both before and after. The group that they curated and put together is amazing. We ended up bonding, like we're all a great group of friends now, man. We only spent a week together, you know what I mean? But it felt like we went on a whole ass deployment together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they they pay for the trip. They ask that you pay for what you can. But if you're flat broke, they're covering almost every expense. You pay for like one meal, and that's about the extent of it.
so we might be taking a mind over matter trip down there. Dude.
Yeah.
I'd be down. That sounds fucking.
Yep.
Sick,
I would love to
dude.
do that. But you've mentioned coffee now. We're gonna transfer it over here. Weaning back onto your coffee, and I do want to pull up what we got here. Kevin made us a little
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Made us a little ad here. So would love for you to go through your brand here, man, and just kind of talk us through it. So when we create our ad and everybody else sees it, they know what's going on. Like I said earlier, I couldn't think of a better mission to align with ours. It's awfully similar, and someone who's gone through an experience with a friend leaving this earth, it means even more. So if you just want to go through what you got, man, how you got to Honor Guard Coffee, and how the journey has been creating the brand, because that is not easy.
Oh my god.
So first I would like to say congrats, because even getting this far is incredibly powerful. So good job, man. But
It's been tough. Yeah, well, hey, after my friend Noah passed, that suicide completely threw my life. Like every plan I had, I was set up with Voc Rehab to go to medical school. I was ready to go be a wildland firefighter first season and like transition nicely out of the Marine Corps. And then he died and everything went to fuck all, I ended up self-medicating with weed, smoking myself stupid for like 2 years straight. And then almost out of the blue, my buddy was like, hey, man, I got this dog from this litter, and I think there's another dog there that would work great as a service dog. And I didn't know shit about training a service dog. But, I wanted a dog, and I saw his dog, and I was like, dude, that's badass. I want to go get a dog. So I went and got her the next day, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. But I was fortunate enough to find an organization out here in Orange County, California. Give them a little plug. Veteran Canine Intelligence Academy.
Link down below.
Yeah. Their website looks a little bit it looks a little bit scammy, but I swear to God, it's on the up and up. It's a retired Navy SEAL, a Vietnam era Navy SEAL. So like you wouldn't expect the website to be high end,
That explains the website. Yeah.
It looks like I read a how to code a website for dummies and slapped it together, and it's probably not far from the truth. But great, phenomenal organization. Andy McTeague, who founded it, he's the type of dude, he's got so many veterans resources that like, dude, it's insane. Every time I talk to him, he's like, oh yeah, you can just go to this person for that. And I'm like, that's wild, man. I didn't even know they did that shit. Yeah, they hooked it up, man. They taught me how to train dogs, and they taught me how to train my own dog. And so, I've got this sick service dog now, and she completely transformed my life. Like she got me to the point where I was able to start using psychedelics to heal myself on the inside. Before her, dude, I could barely go to the grocery store. It was rough, man. And now, dude, last weekend, I was just at the OC Fairgrounds, man, with people all over the place slinging this coffee. And I'm like, had this realization that like, dude, 2 years ago, there's no way I could have done this. I'd have been posted with my back up against the wall, searching and assessing for the threat,
Yeah, no, that's, dude, I relate to that, because I went through that too. If you looked at me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even when we started the podcast, a year before the podcast, looking at the podcast, it's like, wow, how did I even do this? Where did it start? So I don't have a dog to point the finger to, but yeah.
No, even like going to the grocery store, it took me like a year and a half after I got back from my last deployment to be able to go to the grocery store without blasting music in my headphones, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that gave me so much like anxiety, bro, but like it just took me a while to work through it. Like,
Dude, it's just tough. I
it's
mean,
weird.
I have a theory, we go from every day we're with our best friends in the world, and then one day we're out of the military, and it's just like you wake up and it's just me. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how you guys rolled, but when I was in the Marine Corps, more so when I was a junior Marine than a senior Marine, but you went everywhere with somebody, dude. If you had to piss, like you had to either have an agreement with, say, you had to have a piss buddy, or like you had to snag up one of your friends to go to the porta shitter with you to go to the bathroom, man. Like you always had somebody there with you to have your back. And then we get out and like there's nothing.
Yeah.
And I think what a dog can provide is, gee, that battle buddy to go everywhere with you, somebody to have your back, somebody that's just like there no matter what, dude. They love you. And no matter what, I didn't know what I was doing when I was training. I made a bunch of mistakes, but you know what? Venus doesn't care. She still loves me. And seeing how that transformed my life, I realized that, like, dude, the service dogs have the power to, I'm convinced, end the suicide crisis that veterans are facing. And so, I wanted to find a way to get that in the hands of more veterans, because, dude, it's a pain in the ass to get a service dog. The VA still doesn't recognize service dogs for PTSD, at least not to my knowledge. They sure didn't when I was trying to get a service dog. If you go to a nonprofit, and there are a bunch of them out there, they're doing great work. But the thing is, there's like a 2 to 3 year wait list. Dude, if you're in crisis, that's not, dude, you can't wait 2 to 3 years. You just can't.
I don't have 2 to 3 days, bro.
Yeah. And, you have the option of buying a service dog, but who's got 30 grand sitting around to buy a service dog? Not me. I sure as fuck don't.
Yeah.
And then the final
are trained dogs, right? They're not like an emotional support dog. It's an actual service animal. Right?
Oh no, it is trained. If you see a dog that, is sitting in a grocery cart and it's barking at everybody, but the lady's like, nah, it's a service dog, that ain't no service dog.
Hey, every day I work, baby.
Yep. No, service dog will be well behaved, like at its owner's side. It may, like Venus, dude, she loves attention. So when we're walking through a crowd, she'll kind of be like, oh, I want some pets. And I'll be like, no, you can't get pets from everybody. You're actually working, homie. And she's like, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll work. But, she's not barking. She's not licking people. She's not jumping on people. She's not carrying on. She's at my side. She's a well-behaved dog. If somebody doesn't have a well-behaved dog, it ain't a service dog. I tell you that right now. I don't even have to see it. It ain't.
My dog ain't no service dog, bro.
Neither one of them, bro.
Neither. I have a pug and like a Rottweiler pit bull mix. Like the pug's stupid, and then the pit mix is just off the wall insane.
Yeah.
Like, is there a program like that where, like, if you already have a dog, you can make him a service dog?
Absolutely. Yes. Veteran Canine Intelligence Academy. Look, per federal law, you are allowed to train your own dog. And look, the bar's not all that high. Look, my dog Venus, dude, honest to God, most of the stuff that she truly does for me, she picked up on her own, man. She figured it out herself. I didn't have to teach her. Now, the rules are that it's essentially, there's a well-behaved dog. That's the first thing. Behavioral expectations. Dog's not pooping inside. It's not eating food off the table. The easy way that I can describe it is look up the American Kennel Club's Canine Good Citizen test. If your dog can pass the Canine Good Citizen, behaviorally, it's got the foundation it needs to be a service dog. From there, your dog needs to have 3 tasks to mitigate a disability. That's all. The bar is super low, man. It takes time, it takes some effort, but you can absolutely train your own dog. You could do it with YouTube University if you really wanted to. Now it's tough training a first dog. It's tough, man. I am amazed that I figured it out, and I had a lot of help. But there are some organizations out there that can help you with that, and Veteran Canine Intelligence Academy is one of them.
So how do you, what organizations do you send the profits to? You said 25% go to veterans in need.
Yeah, we donate 25% of our profits. Right now, we're only working with Veteran Canine Intelligence Academy, just because they helped me train my dog. They're a smaller organization, and what they can do is in line with what I want to have happen, and that's that. We've had veterans come to us on a Thursday, not having a dog, and they're like, I'm going through it. I need a service dog. We go and get them a dog that day and begin their training, get them set up with everything that they need. And so, dude, 12 hours, you've got a dog instead of 2 to 3 years. Now,
wow, get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not like a shitty dog tearing everything up either,
Well, I mean, the dog's not necessarily got any training, but we work with that, I'm of the opinion that any dog can get to this point. And I've seen some straight crazy ass dogs come through this program and graduate full service dog status. And it's one of those things that you get out of it what you put in. If you spent 6 months fully dedicated to training your dog, you'd have a full-on service dog in 6 months. If you only work with your dog 5 minutes a day, well, it'll probably take you like 2 years to get there, but you'll get there. Dogs are amazing, and if you give them what they need to thrive and succeed, that what they're capable of is just absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
That's what I'm looking for. Because my dog is crazy, dude. He's so high energy. He's just an intense dog. He's like 80 pounds. I fed him only really raw chicken and sardines growing up. So he's super jacked. He's a great animal. He's just so intense. He doesn't know how strong he is. He's a pit. So sometimes he snaps at my wife. So
he doesn't relax.
He doesn't relax. Exactly. So we've been working on giving him a crate inside, a place that's just his, where he can just go and be by himself. It's just hard. That dog could do some damage.
Oh, he needs a job. Is what he needs.
Yeah.
Having a place, super important. Having a job, even more important. And I ain't even got to meet him. I can tell you right now, you could definitely train him to be a service dog. Most of that behavior is probably from just not having enough mental stimulation, which is where the job comes in. Being a service dog is a job.
What kind of job?
Yeah. Okay, I'm giving him a job. He's not gonna be flipping burgers.
Go to McDonald's, baby.
Yeah. Go to Home Depot.
Go make some money, homie. Come on.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Start an OnlyFans.
Feed yourself. Start an OnlyFans. Feed yourself. Yeah. What kind of job? How do you get started on giving him that type of job? What could Kevin do today to get this dog to quit acting up?
Yeah, so probably the first thing that I would work on would be working on the leash. How's he on leash? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Horrifying.
Yeah, that's what
horrifying, bro. He'll pull me. I'm fucking 210 pounds, bro. This dude, you saw him, Trev, bro. He'll put all of his heart in some, but yeah, terrible to answer your question.
All right, I'll tell you something easy that you can do. You got a park nearby, a pretty big park nearby?
Oh yeah.
All right, get you a 30-foot leash. And honestly, don't buy the leash, man. Go to Home Depot, get you 100 feet of rope, cut it down to 30 feet, put a couple of D-links on each end. For $5, you get a 30-foot leash. You go to Petco and do that, dude, you're spending $60, $70.
Okay.
Get you a 30-foot long leash. Go to a park, dude, let him go. Hold on to the leash, obviously, but let him do his thing, man. Every time he comes back and checks in on you, dude, bring some boiled chicken or something, maybe some of them sardines, something he absolutely loses his little marbles for. Every time he comes back to check in with you, toss him one of those bad boys, dude. Spend maybe 15, 20 minutes at the park. Do that every day. Every time he comes to your side, give him a little treat. Eventually, he'll start wanting to be at your side. And I mean, there's
what the fuck,
Kevin? Dude, I'm so excited to see this transformation.
Dude, well, because
Kevin's gonna do it.
I've been trying to do more positive reinforcement because when he was growing, I got him right when we got back from my last deployment. So most of his life growing up was negative reinforcement. It was me just beating his ass when he'd do something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this isn't sustainable, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't want him to be afraid of me. Like when I'd pick my hand up to get a glass of water and he'd flinch, I just felt horrible, dude.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a fucking whole dog. Like he's not clipped or anything. Like he's just a full ass dog. And but like, that's in the military, that's what they tell you. It's all negative reinforcement. Like, Trevor, you fuck something up, I'm gonna be on your ass, bro.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. When I was flinching when I went to work the other day. Yesterday, I'm like, I can't fuck this up, dude. I felt horrible because I was standing there needing exact instructions because I didn't want to do the implied task because I knew I was going to do it wrong. And it's like, I don't even know if I'm going to do it wrong. Like, I just need to do it. Like, I'm standing here while this guy's working, and I need to ask him exactly what he needs right now so that I don't do it wrong. Like, it felt horrible.
But, like, you were afraid to do things wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you were afraid to do things wrong in the military. Why?
Yeah.
It was because the NCO is going to get on your ass. Just like my dog's afraid to do something wrong because he thinks I'm going to hit him. Like it's not sustainable, bro. On the drug topic though, when we got that microdose, we were microdosing acid, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that in and of itself, bro, because like there was a Doberman next door, and he'd always go underneath the fence, and like I'd have to go completely around to their house and get him. And I hated it when he'd go over there because it's just an inconvenience to them. And like for a little bit, I was just picking up the fence. When he'd come home, I just beat the fuck out of him, bro. I'm talking like punches. And then he stopped doing that, so I had to go over there. And then I microdosed this acid spray, and then it happened like the next day. And I'm like, bro, there's no point in getting upset about this. Like, that's not going to help anything, Like maybe he's running over to get away from me. I don't even know. But it was just like, I need to be doing more positive reinforcement.
Absolutely. It's all positive reinforcement. So dogs don't make the same connections that we do. So what you were saying, your dog would come back and then you'd beat his ass. What you are telling him, what he's hearing rather, is you were over there and you came back. And because I came back, I got my ass beat. And so you said you had to start going over there to get him. Yeah, because the lesson he learned was I came back and I got my ass whooped. So
bro, literally.
So it's all positive reinforcement. As the sternest you should be with your dog, and this is only if you like catch them in the act, right? Like say you find your dog chewing on your shoe or something. Just be like, no, and you take it from them. And that's about it. That's all, honestly, all you need. They're super in tune with you.
Whoa.
But other than that, dude, it's all positive reinforcement. Dude, if you can make training fun, your dog is going to be all about it. Make training fun, dude. If they don't like the treats you got, boil them some chicken, man. Make them some steak. Find something that they are about, and they'll start to, dude, they'll work for you. They'll work hard for you. Dude, that's all they want to do anyways, is just please you. So
dude, yeah, like when he'd run to their yard, I'd lift up the fence, and like 5 times he'd come, like just crawl back under the fence to our yard, and then I'd have him right where I wanted him. But then he stopped, and I'm like, brother, what the fuck am I doing, dude? But like it makes so much sense. Like in his mind, he's coming to see me, and here I am beating his ass. Like,
yep.
What the fuck, dude?
Damn.
I'm sorry, bro. It's a hard thing, dude, because I mean that dog is a lot of fucking dog. But like that's the only way I knew how, I don't want to justify it, but like we weren't big on positive reinforcement in the Army. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man, even your good job. Like,
even a big dog like that, dude, just straight positive reinforcement. If just a stern no is gonna cut it. For even, dude, it doesn't matter how big the dog is. Dude, it could be just a gnarly jacked pit bull. It don't matter, dude. A stern no will do the job. They'll get the hint. Especially if you really lean into positive reinforcement, really, really bonding with your dog, giving them the affection that they're looking for, giving them the treats, giving them, that's all you need to do.
That's what he'd do. Like when he'd be in the backyard, we started just calling him, and every time he'd come on the first time, we'd give him a Cheeto.
Yep.
And now it's like pretty easy. A Cheeto. He loves cheese, bro. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah,
man. And that's with the long lead too. You can work on recall with a long lead. And in fact, it's great for it because if he gets distracted, you can just reel him in, and then when he gets to you, give him a high value treat, give him a piece of steak, give him a piece of chicken, man. And you'll find that recall will get really good really fast doing that.
So I don't want to have a puppy. A lot of people don't have time for a puppy. I can go to a pound and get a dog and do this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You might have to overcome some behavioral problems that have come from the dog being a puppy, but it's totally doable. It might be beneficial to find a trainer where you are. If there are behavioral problems, I would say definitely work with an experienced trainer. And if you hit us up at VCIA, Veteran Canine Intelligence, God, I hate it's such a mouthful. If you hit us up at VCIA, we'll get you hooked up with a pretty good trainer that can set you straight if you have some behavioral issues.
Okay. From Zoom? You could just hop on Zoom and
no, we'll find you a trainer that's in the area that can get you hooked up.
Oh hell yeah! Wow,
dude,
incredible!
What the fuck?
See, this is what I'm saying. Like this mission aligns so well with us, man. Like it's veterans coming together is the thing that's going to stop veterans from killing themselves.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Like going to see you work this hard and go through the building of the brand and do all that. Like that's what makes me want to work harder with my brand and build my brand. When I see like Joe Schmo, who dropped out of college at 19 to go make 50 grand a month doing TikTok shorts or whatever the fuck, I don't care, dude. Like it doesn't matter to me. But when I see they're not overcoming anything to me. When I see someone get back from overseas, get whatever it is, I got medically discharged. They get medically discharged, and then they're able to carry on, build something great, and keep moving. It's incredible. I think that alone is going to help a lot of veterans, just so that other veterans, I mean, even like myself, to know that someone like you out there is willing to work with me and to get veterans on the show and the veterans saying, hey, this is helping people. We had a couple episodes ago, dude said that, Scott, you guys are mentors to people. Like you need to see yourself as that. That blew my mind just for him to even see us as a mentor. Like that right there gets me. I don't want to kill myself anymore, dude. I need to mentor some people to help them out. Like it's incredible what veterans can do for veterans. And I don't know, maybe it's a bad taste in their mouth. Like why do you think veterans aren't not helping each other? Why do they disconnect? Bad. Well, dude, I don't know. Just bad taste.
Did you ever have a toxic command? Did you have some commands?
Right here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you hazed the shit out of him, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Dude. One of the two people in the Army I raised my voice to was Trevor. No fun fact. No, I feel bad about it. It was
for not cleaning up someone else's shit.
It was, but you knew who the platoon sergeant was. Like I wasn't mad. I was just pissed off at everything. So I still apologize for it. But yeah, no. Speaking of toxic command, this guy. Right
no. I think a lot of us were used and abused, and we've got a bad taste in our mouth. We don't ever want anything to do with Sergeant Major Schmuckatelli that was just a fucking piece of shit the whole time, and like it was like you had a personal vendetta against us. But like, dude, whatever the fuck, who cares, man? That's done and gone. It ain't my fight no more, and it's not any veterans fight anymore, dude. Like, yeah, you got fucked over. That fucking sucks, dude. When I was in ITB, I went to go get help because I was really not doing good, and my command treated me like I was fucking cancer, dude.
ITB, real quick.
Yeah, Infantry Training Battalion. Okay. I was an instructor there.
What is that?
Really?
Oh, Infantry Training Battalion.
Infantry. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. They train the infantry.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
What?
Got it.
Fucking wild concept, ain't it?
Hell yeah. Fuck you, Trevor. Quit laughing over there. I'm about to yell at you again. Anyway.
But yeah, you went to go get help. Though. Like, you went to therapy or something?
Yeah, dude, I was going to see a psychologist, like, ancillary stuff to try and help me get better. I went to an intensive outpatient program, and the command really never gave me the space or the ability to heal. I went to this intensive outpatient program when we were supposed to be TAD. And I had to check in every morning before I went, and I had to check in every day afterwards. And it was just like, I guess that could be considered reasonable. But at the time, the way I felt about it was like, dude, you just want to fuck me over every time I come into the office somehow. So you want me to come in beforehand, so that way I go to my therapy all fucked off and have something to work on. And dude, I didn't smoke at this point, but I started smoking cigarettes, dude, because it was just like I need to do fucking something. And hey, if I get cancer, maybe they'll leave me the fuck alone, you know. But yeah, that, and then they ended up putting me in for basically a medical retirement. And it was at that point that they were just like, all right, well, fuck you, dude. You ain't shit. You're getting a retirement. Yeah. So, all right. Good fucking luck, man. And, you know, same thing. They treated me like shit. They treated me like I was cancer, dude. I was a staff sergeant with 2 combat deployments, a crisis response. I'd trained 1,600 privates at this point. I'm a subject matter expert in my field. And they were like, yeah, you go sweep the sidewalk. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. You can give me a working party and I'll make it happen, but I am not personally sweeping the fucking sidewalk. I'm going to go to the gym and go home, and you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't even care anymore. And so I got out on very bad terms with my command. And yeah, you know, I think it's experiences like that why veterans disconnect from veterans, when, you know, the reality is the 3 of us sitting here, I may have been toxic to a couple of my students or Marines. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat that, but I was honestly trying to do the best I could, the best I knew how, and being brought up in a toxic, like haze the stupid out of your Marines kind of environment. Like, dude, that's what I knew.
I think that's what it might be. We all get out and we realize it's like in the real world, military almost doesn't matter to anybody. So when you get out and you're struggling alone, the only people that understand what the hell you've been through and what you've done are the people you did it with.
Yeah.
So even though Kevin yelled at me, or I have plenty of people on my phone. I'm in a group chat with somebody now, my first leader, who I may not have always agreed with them, may have not always gotten along with them. He treated me all right. Like I would say he treated me pretty damn good.
Oh,
and those little things, like Kevin yelling at me, like him yelling at me, whatever it may be, him calling me a fucking idiot for jumping out of a car into a trash can, like those little things don't matter anymore, because I need to survive. I need to be here in the world. So you yelling at me then, it doesn't matter. But you understand that I don't want to be here right now, type shit. Like it doesn't matter if you yelled at me. That type of those, they end up being little things, but in the Army they're big, because it's almost every day where someone's telling you you're wrong or you're stupid or whatever it is. So I think that bond, just like comparing it to like 9/12, that bond of something terrible happening and you guys coming together to defeat it is I think what overcomes it.
Yeah, I tend to agree, because dude, everything that happened in the military, it doesn't matter so much on this side. You know, it's just it's people just going through it. You know, the hardest thing that I ever did in the military was transition out of the military and become a civilian. And dude, it's just I don't really care what people did in the military. It doesn't matter. You know, we always labeled people who like smoked pot as shitheads, but like, dude, it's just weed. Honestly, who the fuck cares? Like, you know. So honestly, I don't give a fuck what you did in the military. Like, all right, there's some people that like, dude, if you raped somebody, you're just a piece of shit. Don't do that, you know. But for the most part, like, if you, I don't know, if you smoked weed and got kicked out, dude, who fucking cares? Like, you're going through it. You stepped up when your nation needed you, and you went through it. You did some hard shit, and then transition out. There's not the best support, not from the government. That's for damn sure.
Adams, Kevin, a prime example.
Exactly. Like I think one thing I realized when I got out, bro, is that rarely is someone in the Army or the military a hateful individual. Say someone was a toxic leader. Odds are they did not wake up and think, oh, how can I make everyone's life miserable? Like, even that platoon sergeant we're not fond of, Trev, like, if he apologized to me and told me he wronged me, I would have nothing but love for the guy. Like, I don't think he was a spiteful individual. I just think he might have been going through something and only had the tools that he learned.
No,
It's like,
I mean, we got him coming down on us. Who's he got coming down on him?
exactly.
He's probably pissed off too.
But you never see that. Like when I yelled at you, I was coming down on you. But I mean, I was vocal about it. But like, if normally you wouldn't have known what was coming down on me.
Right.
So it's like everyone's a person, and I think you really get to appreciate. Like the dude we're in a group chat. I mean, my first boss when I got to the engine shop too. I was afraid of him for like years. Like I thought he was just this stern asshole, you know. Come to find out, like when I got out, I wanted to walk with him like a month ago. Like his dad was just beating the shit out of him growing up, dude. Like he wasn't a bad guy. He just got dealt the shit hand and didn't know how to go about, dealing with it. So it's like, can I blame him for being like that? Of course not. And like, even if I did, what is that going to do? It's not going to help anything.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of forgiveness, I think, goes such a long way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, we're all. I'm of the opinion that about 99.9% of us are all just trying to do as good as we can with what we have, and most of us have been dealt a pretty shit hand.
Yeah.
Can I ask though? Like, go ahead, Trevor. I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask if you just believed. Do you believe people are generally good or bad? Just because we're on the topic, it could be a quick answer. Just
Yeah,
curious.
I believe that they're generally. I think people are good. They want to do good. It's just hey, if your needs ain't met, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, dude. If you're wanting for something, if you can't put food on the table for your kids, yeah, you're going to be a hell of a lot more inclined to go steal somebody's catalytic converter. Dude, I have all the food I need. I have shelter. So I'm not going to go out and steal somebody's somebody's cat, like. But yeah, I think people generally just want to be good and do good, and there's a few bad apples that are just rotten to the core. But for the most part, people are just trying to get their needs met.
Yeah.
So for anyone in a command or leadership position watching this, right? How should they go about dealing with? Let me rephrase. So if you're you back in the Marine Corps, you go up to your commander, you just tell them like, "Yo, I'm not doing well." What would the ideal response to that be?
Great question, because
like?
yeah, on the other side, so I'm sorry to answer the question, but I just want to preface this because when I was going through my medical discharge, it wasn't anything mental. I ended up with scoliosis, but at the same time, I was going through a divorce, and I wanted to say this before. The leadership that I had dealt with it so well, and it hurt to hear what you went through, because when I said I had therapy, they didn't care. When I said, dude, I'm not coming into work, I'm staying at home, they didn't care. They talked amongst themselves, said, should Trevor come to work? Is it better for Trevor to come to work, or is it better for Trevor to stay at home? They were looking out for my best interest, and they said, no, let's keep him at home. I hope they're listening, because they really did help me out a lot, whether they think
they
it or
know.
not,
They know.
Yeah, they really did help me out a lot. But go ahead.
Yeah, I would say just listen to them. I don't know about the Army, but in the Marine Corps, there's like almost this knee-jerk reaction to, hey, if you're going to see the wizard, the psychologist, like you're probably just faking. Well, maybe somebody is, but honestly, who cares, dude? Like, mission's going to get accomplished no matter what. So if this person doesn't want to be here and they're faking it, whatever, man, let them do it. Let them get out of there. You're making your unit stronger by letting them do it.
Right.
At the same time, this person may actually be going through it. And if you like try to, get them because you think they're just pulling shit out of their ass to get out of it, dude, you're potentially costing somebody their life. So I would say as a leader, like, dude, listen to them, man. It's not worth it to push back against it. Just let them get the help that they need and be supportive. It's not, dude, I did this thing for like 9.5 years, man. I know it's not like, if you ain't deployed, like almost nothing is seriously mission critical. It's going to get done. So dude, just like, if they have help that they can get, let them get the help, man. Your unit will be better for it. And honestly, like if I'd been allowed to get the help I could have gotten, or I should have gotten, if I'd been allowed to truly focus on myself, dude, I could have gotten back in the fight after probably about 9 months, maybe 12 months, instead of being separated. Dude, I got out.
That's huge.
Yeah, I had like 1.5 years or something left on my contract. Dude, with my contract, I could have gone to a Victor unit and deployed as a platoon sergeant. but I didn't because I wasn't given the time and the space to heal and get back in the game.
Yeah, no, that's impressive because it takes about 18 months to get over some trauma, no matter what you're going through. So I think, I think I would have healed. I don't think I would have healed at work though. So I'm very fortunate to have gone home, and with my medical discharge and all that, I was able to go home, stay home, and work on myself. So without that, I don't know how much I would have healed. But yeah, like me and Kevin say all the time, dude, 90% of these suicides could be stopped just by listening. If someone just had someone to come, why the podcast then? Just come on the show, talk about whatever you want to talk about. This, I'm having a fantastic time right now. Like, it, just come on the show, spill whatever you have to spill, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because when you leave for the military, you're leaving your family. You have zero support. You don't have your family there anymore. You can call them, their phone call away, of course. It's not the same thing. But when I get someone like Kevin come down on me, who's my boss, and come down and say, look, man, let's go talk about it. Let's go smoke and talk about it. That is so huge. It's better than therapy. It's better than therapy. Just like this, it's almost better than therapy because you could come on, you could open up and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you know that someone is listening. The ability to listen needs to be, and it's almost because, like, you don't see people on a personal level in the military. I think the rank structure botches that a lot. I'm a higher rank than you. Listen to me. The personal, there's no personal, because then, I mean, you're working together for 12 hours. How often do you really want to go out with these people or hang out after work? Kevin taught me that. Kevin never wanted to hang out with us.
Oh, never.
And I finally realized, like, no, like, this makes sense. He's got a wife. Like, he hangs out with us 12 hours a day, 7 to 5 or whatever it is, 10 hours. Why would he want to hang out with me after work or on the weekends? It wouldn't make sense, you know? But when you're at work, you don't get that personal level type of thing. So that's why the deployments tie into that, because the deployments, you have that little downtime. You can't go home to your wife. Calling your parents, I couldn't call my parents. I was 12 hours ahead. They can't answer. They're sleeping. So you get that downtime with somebody to actually talk about shit, open up, and let it all go and just listen. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful, man.
Yeah, and just seeing people as people too, bro. Like, no one's waking up wanting to do the wrong thing, trying to cause trouble. Maybe one guy, but like most people, dude, like, when you were doing something dumb, it wasn't like you were like, oh, let me just make everyone's life at work harder. It was like some dumb shit happened, bro. We're all human. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Or like, it's, the inner pain coming out and I'm acting out because, like, dude, I just want something to distract me from the pain. I had a motorcycle, dude. I was zipping up and down the 5, dude, to like, dude, if I wasn't doing triple digits, something was wrong, and like, I was lucky. I never got hemmed up, but dude, I was just acting out this inner pain that I didn't know what to do with. And, you're never taught how to handle this pain. So it's like, well, what else can I do? Like, so just straight destructive behaviors. But
I mean, with Trev too, he came in and said he was getting discharged, and it was like months, like 6 months at least, where we didn't know when it was going to happen. It was pretty much him going to get, like, we knew he was going to get kicked out the Army, but like, what does the time frame look like for that?
Just to give people a little background, when they tell you, so I walked in, they tell me I'm getting discharged. First off, anybody listening, when they tell you that, you have the option to fight it. I didn't know that. You have the option to say, no, I don't want to do this. But in order to get approved for it, you set up this packet, and in the Army, everything takes forever. And they send that packet, I want to say, to Austin, Texas. And they have a bunch of doctors and whoever the fuck to review the packet and then come back to us and say, hey, he can get discharged for this. So it's not, if you're going through a medical discharge, the chances are you will get it. If you don't want it, you have to cut it off before they send your papers up. Just for anyone listening, because those are things I didn't know.
But like, bro, we never got kicked out the Army. All the NCOs, bro, we're still in. We don't know anything about this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nobody can know because no one went through the medical discharge. The only one that didn't know was Stope. Kev, he he had a S spine. His scoliosis was worse than mine.
It was
like you can notice it just by looking at him. Me, no one notices I have scoliosis. No one has a single clue. He fought against it for so long. He actively said to them, "No, I'm not getting kicked out," and they just never put it in. I just never knew that I had the power to do that. But you got discharged for mental health?
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Did the therapist just tell you like, "Hey, I think I could get this for you," or like what?
Hey, my boy, you're fucked.
I was struggling, man, working, and it was really exhausting. Like I didn't really notice my symptoms until I got to SOI, where we were working at least 100 hours a week, and geez, it's such a fucking
100
job. Yeah, dude. Like,
what's SOI?
It was insane. The School of Infantry, man. Infantry Training Battalion. Yeah, it's hardcore being an instructor there.
No, I imagine, yeah, just similar to basic training instructor.
Yeah, and dude, my symptoms, they just started to like come out and manifest, and I didn't have time to decompress, and like it kept getting worse and worse, and I was seeing a psychologist like basically the entire time I was there, because things were getting rough. My peers started to notice that, like, dude, something's off with old Fergie, man.
Yeah.
And it came to the point where the psychologist started to suggest, like, hey, maybe we should start considering pursuing a medical retirement package. And I pushed back against it for like 6-8 months, maybe a little bit longer. And, the command kept not being supportive. And it got to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck it. Yeah, let's pursue it. 'Cause I'm not going to find the healing here. If I keep doing what I'm doing right now, chances are very good that I'll end up killing myself. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get better. I wanted like serious help, and it became obvious to me that I wasn't going to be able to get that while staying in the Marine Corps. And so instead of putting the Marine Corps first, I put myself first.
Yeah, and for once in your life, and you were the devil for it.
I was like, you know what? My psychologist mentioned it again. She brought it up again. She's like, I think this would be an option for you. Like, I think you should take it up, because you're not getting better. You're actively getting worse. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Yeah, let's pursue this. And so, yeah, I went through the whole goat rope of getting medically retired. They were like, yep, we found you not fit for duty. And now we need to wait for your EAS to update. And I waited for like 8 months for that bullshit. It took forever.
What were you doing though? What were your symptoms, I guess?
Yeah. What can not veterans, people watching this, like, how could they see themselves? Like, what symptoms were you going through that may be present, but you overlooked? Like for me, one of the things, like there would be times I'm driving down the road and I'm like, I could just skirt this into the pole and I'd be done finally.
Oh, yep.
Shit like that. Like what are some things you overlooked that when you went to the psychologist, it was like, okay, well, this is a reason for a discharge?
Well, let's see here. One of them's reckless behavior. Are you speeding everywhere, dude? Are you like doing triple digits on your motorcycle, splitting lanes? Another one that's kind of overlooked and is like, are you having super risky sex? Are you are you having unprotected sex like all over the place? Like that's probably another risky behavior you should look for. Dude, are you contemplating suicide? Or you're like, dude, I just want it to end. I felt like I was drowning. I felt like I was in a prison cell and it was filling up with water. And I was like, people were surrounding the thing, looking down at me. I was chained to the floor, and I felt like I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm about to die. I'm about to drown. And it felt like nobody was listening to me. I had fits of just absolute rage and anger. Like the smallest thing would set me off, and I would go the fuck off. I had, crippling anxiety. I would struggle to even go to the convenience store on base. For us, it's the Marine Corps Exchange, whatever you guys call it.
The shop bet. Yeah.
Yeah, the shop bet, dude. That's such a
that's not what we call it. What is it called? It's like that's the commissary.
No, like the gas station where you get some snacks.
Yeah, the
bro.
gas station where you go for a can of dip and like some
Oh,
The
Doritos.
shopette, dude.
yeah. Fuck,
Ours was like our entrance was really close to off base. We just go to with the Flying J most times.
Yeah, we got lucky. Yeah,
The shopette though is what it's
The
called.
Fuck.
I'll stand
Yeah,
by
that's
that.
gay.
bro.
You're right. That's gay. Damn
It's a whole-
Yeah.
I don't make the rules, bro. Shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, anxiety, just absolutely crippling depression, dude. I didn't want to do anything. I'd get off work and I'd just be like, no, I just want to like sit in the dark in my room and just fuck off, I didn't ever do anything fun. I didn't ever hang out with my friends. I couldn't hold a relationship to save my life. Things that you might have used to find like joy in, you just like, I ain't really interested no more, dude, if you just, I don't know, if you ain't right, like I think you ain't right. If you're not happy and you're not like enjoying life, okay, the military sucks, but like afterwards, when you go home, if you're not enjoying your life, chances are you got some issues you probably need to work.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you're getting off and life sucks when you get off, that's a good sign. My biggest problem was I never knew. I Kelly Parker, he served as a sniper. Got out. I met him through my ex, and I was able to go over to his house and smoke. And he got discharged for mental reasons, and now he's doing great now. He's got a kid, but he had to almost lay it out for me. And Darby too. Darby, I forget what episode she was on. She came on the podcast too.
Wow.
She had to lay it out for me. She came over, man, and she never came over. I don't think she really liked my ex at the time, so she never really came over. But my ex, I don't know if she was there or not. Darby came over and just started explaining what was going on. I needed someone to lay out like why I wasn't having fun, because you don't have the energy to almost even think about it. You go to work, you work 10 hours, you come home, and like you said, you want to just sit down, do nothing. And it's like, why? What? I don't even know why. This is what I want to do. And you don't think twice about it. But when I had Kelly just lay it out, and he's like, dude, like this, do you think about doing this? Yes. All right. What do you do for fun? I'm like, fucking nothing. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Someone just had to lay it out, and it's something you don't really understand until you go through it, and that's why it's hard for like a psychologist who's not veteran to help you out in the VA, because it's something they haven't gone through, because living that 10-hour life of going through, like Kevin said, all the negative and negative and negative and negative and negative, then you get home and now you're negative on yourself. They don't really understand that. They never had that. So it's hard to make that connection. It's like, hey, you're going to be all right, but you just kind of don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, dude, it's hard, man. Especially when mental health isn't very well understood. It's not, dude, even for civilians, man, like mental health isn't necessarily a priority. I think as a country, we don't do a good job of recognizing it. And mental scars are still, dude, they're still wounds. They still need to heal. Like you wouldn't take somebody that has like a compound fracture and a bone sticking out of their forearm and be like, get back to it, man. You're all right. Like, no, clearly, like,
all in.
You need some medical shit going on there, dude. And I think one of the problems with mental health is you can't see it. You can't see what somebody's going through. And so, if you are going through it mentally, man, just get the help you need. Everybody else be damned, honestly. Like, get the help you need, because you need it. That's a serious thing. If you have no spark in your life, if there's no joy in your life, like, you'd find some help, because life shouldn't be like that. It ain't normal, and it's not a bad thing to seek help. It's hard to seek help. And if anything, it should be a badge of honor that, hey, look, I was going through it, and so I got the help I needed. I think that's the way that we should look at it, instead of like, I'm weak, I needed help. Nah, man, like, everybody goes through shit. Absolutely everybody goes through shit. Some people's shit is bigger than others, and dude, sometimes you just need a helping hand, man.
Well, shit, Trev, you cool if I send our final question then?
do a final question, dude? Yeah,
I
that's
got
fine.
one. You good? What do you got?
Yeah. No, I don't got nothing. I'm just enjoying it, dude. I don't care how long we
No,
go, to be
for
honest.
sure, for sure. I'm sorry. Would you recommend people to join the military right now?
Oh, I wanted to get into that too. This may not be the final
Oh
question.
God.
This might
Do
lead us
it.
to another
Hit me with
discussion.
with
Fall
a-
in.
Hey, if you feel called to it, man, do it up. Would I do it again? I don't know. I guess that depends if I get to keep all the stuff that I know now. Me personally, at this point in time, I'm not so sure I would do it again. It's something that's necessary for the country. If you feel called to it, do it up, man. You'll get some good shit out of it. If you don't feel called to it, then right on, dude. Do something else. Find whatever it is that you're called to in life and hammer that shit out, man. That's where you'll find yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what would call someone to join the military right now. I mean,
Nope. A draft.
yeah, but like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Propaganda is a pretty solid one.
Yeah.
That'll get some people in the military.
Well, yeah, because I mean we'll switch into a little politics, have some fun here now.
Pop off,
No,
bro.
yeah, no, I'm assuming like you're
Right
up with.
I'm gonna eat my curry then. So
Yeah, no, yeah. No, this is almost like an after show. We'll get into actually. We will start doing something like this and posting it exclusively on Rumble. So maybe we'll cut this out and post this extra on Rumble or something, because that's how you start moving on up.
Yes,
but
sir.
No, I'm assuming you've been up with like the Hamas and everything, like you know what's going on, or you just kind of just
So. After coming back from Peru with my experience with the ayahuasca.
Yeah, you're like, the shit's on fire.
I had so much inner peace that I've never had my entire life. And so I was like, you know what? I need to guard this jealously. Like, this is important to me.
Yeah.
I've been on for 32 years of my life. And finally, I have like some zen and some peace. So I know there's some shit going on. Honestly, what am I going to do about it? There's not a damn thing I can do. I'm not in the military. I'm not a politician. Dude, I'm just trying to run a small business and get veterans dogs. So that's all I'm letting myself worry about, man. My approach to stuff is, dude, if I can't change it, I don't worry about it. It ain't like, I don't even care to hear about it, man. I don't give a fuck. So I know some crazy shit's going down. I know there's an awful lot of human suffering going down on both sides. And that's a fucking shame. And there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. So.
Yeah.
Wow, no, that's a great fucking view.
Well, goddamn then. Shit.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
No, because I don't know how like the discharges work with a draft, but I've been thinking about a draft lately. And I was at Walmart. It was a car pulling in with a Vietnam veteran sticker on it. I'm like, man, we should go and talk to all these Vietnam vets. It's like we're awfully close to a draft. At least it feels like. I don't really know. Maybe not, but there's a bunch of headlights coming out that a draft isn't going to happen when no one's asked the question if a draft is going to happen. So out of nowhere, we just started talking about a draft not happening, which is weird. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. And I think we have to almost avoid it at all costs. Like it sucks that it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen, but to avoid it at all costs is what we ought to do. Because if you look at the Vietnam vets, man, here's a quick story about a Vietnam vet.
Oh,
I was at work, man, and we had a Vietnam vet come in, and Home Depot credit card company charged this man over and over. They took away his card like 3 months ago and then kept charging him. And so he came in, older fella. So he came in to call the company. So I was on the phone with this company and this older gentleman, and this dude, like, no bullshit. He told the first guy we were talking to, he said, I served 2 tours overseas for me not to speak in an American. You're not even American. I can't understand you. Get me an American. On the phone to this fucking guy. I'm like, oh my God. Like, he's just tearing into this guy. And they're not upset people per se. They just have a very unique view on the world. And if there's one thing that we could take away from the Vietnam vets is that they came back, people shit on them, and there's nothing that the person themselves they can do. They got drafted, there's nothing they can do, and the people still shit on them. So to do another draft is just going to lead to more people shitting on more people. It's not going to help anybody. And it's
Dude,
only happening.
War's a fucking racket anyways. So
yeah.
I mean, dude, look at the two wars. Look at OEF and OIF. Yeah. Ultimately, what the fuck did we accomplish? You know? like straight up, all we did was make some people very fucking rich at the expense of a lot of young Americans' lives. Yeah. And like a lot more young Americans' mental health. And like,
did you feel scammed about that? Dude? Did you feel scammed? Like, did you feel like the government got you?
Yeah, I do. I feel fucking scammed, dude. Yeah. I went over and fought in Afghanistan for fucking what? Dude, it ain't the Afghan people's fault. Like, those are some hardcore people, man.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what? They're just trying to live their lives, man. Tell me, why the fuck did we invade? To get Osama bin Laden? Because we killed him halfway through my 2011 deployment, and then I went back again in 2013, and we didn't leave until 2020. So why were we in Afghanistan? Nobody's held the people in power accountable, and war is just a fucking racket, dude. So
yeah.
Can I attempt to change your mind on the whole
all right, Kevin. Yeah, no, I would love for you to change my mind too, man.
I would love to, bro. Just because I thought that it was useless to go over there and to be over there for so long, right? But although it may be gone now, we were able to give them 20 years of relative peace. There was 20 years where girls could go to school over in Afghanistan. It evaporated in half an hour. But for that 20 years that we were over there, they had some semblance of peace. Whether or not that's worth it, I can't say.
Okay, but yeah, I will say that is valuable. Absolutely, dude. Everybody
a little bit of something
have the ability to pursue the life they want in freedom and security. But maybe there was it went away, right? So maybe through military might is not the way to do it. Maybe there's a better way. And I'm not smart enough to say, I'm not claiming I know the way.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a better way to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Something that actually builds something that lasts. Because you're absolutely right, man. People's ability to pursue a life that they want, that's of their choosing, without fear of, getting beheaded, without the fear of everything that they've worked for getting taken away. That's super valuable. I believe that every human being on earth should be afforded that. Now, how do we get there, dude? I don't know. And I don't envy the people that are supposed to be in charge of figuring that out. I hope I'm never the person that has to figure that out. I don't think I'm smart enough to do it. I hope somebody else steps up to the plate with a great fucking plan and they can figure it out. And you know what? If they can, I'll support them. But yeah,
You mean you shouldn't just bomb everyone there? That might
not be a good idea, I mean, look, dude, imagine if China bombed us, dude. Almost every American would be like, right on, fuck you guys. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And so you bomb somebody's family and of course you're going to make an enemy, dude.
I don't have the answer. I think, war is not the answer. I mean, we can look at what China's doing in Africa and all their mineral mines and stuff. Like, China is not strolling into Africa with Tomahawk missiles. They're strolling up building roads for these people. Like, that goes.
That's
how you do it, dude. Is not the standard American way. Just bomb all the shit and hope
you don't make money that way.
But dude, you could put a toll on a road. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how many roads? That's true. Yeah, no, that's how Florida makes their road. We don't have state tax. We make our money through toll roads.
I'm saying, I don't have all the answers, but I hate to think that people think what happened was for nothing. That ain't gonna work, Chief. I'm sorry.
That's gonna be more suicides.
You gotta hunt the good stuff, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's tough, man.
There was some value to come out of it, but I don't know, man. There would have been a better way, I'm sure.
Yeah. It could have been way better, but
way more better.
It was not completely fruitless, I will say.
Hindsight is, always 20/20.
Yeah, but I disagree with the concept of a draft, dude. Like we're closer, I think, than we ever have been in our lifetimes to a draft. I just think the concept is so stupid.
Well, it's because no one can pass a PT test now. It's half the United States is debating whether they're gay, trans, or lesbian. There's nobody wants to go in because nationalism has been destroyed. No one wants you to believe in America anymore. And who wants to believe in America right now, anyways?
Yeah.
Like you're a piece of shit for loving America right now. Like I'm a piece of shit because I got an America tattoo on me. That's pretty much how the media puts it. Like
no, that's the problem. We don't have anything to fucking join for. Why would someone join the military right now?
Well, I will say that, like, you know, nationalism might not be the best thing because it leads to people thinking like, hey, we're the best, fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you can love your country. I love America. But like, dude, I'm not gonna, you know, enrich our lives at the expense of somebody else over in a country I've never met.
Yeah.
When, dude, you could do that and also enrich somebody else's life too. You know what I mean? Like, that just, it doesn't sit right with me to, you know, build a massive bunch of wealth off the back of somebody else who's just getting taken advantage of. You know,
yeah,
like,
but when people know though that that's what the military is going to do, they're going to go into some small ass country, do a regime change, and just pillage all their shit. Why would they join?
yeah. You're not wrong. Well,
Like-
propaganda for one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
like
get you. Or like, yeah, like my dad served and my grandpa served and my great grandpa. That's all I could really see.
But like, dude, all those people, they're telling their kids not to join. Would you tell your kids to join the military, Trout?
No, hell no.
hell
I would
no.
not
Me
tell.
neither.
I would tell them wait. I'd say wait till the president change. Wait, just wait. Because even the free college college has been debunked now.
Every company is offering that too right now. McDonald's has tuition assistance, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like, because our generation, bro, our whole lives, we were fighting wars in a faraway land for what? Like, all the people that did 9/11 come from Saudi Arabia. We go to Iraq and Afghanistan. We go to Iraq twice. Like, before that, it was Vietnam and Korea. And it's like, dude, people, they're not buying this. Oh, if it spreads here, it's going to go to us. Like, you think Russia's going to post up over here? Like, Hamas is not going to go to Mexico.
It's going to be what China's doing right now with an open border, sending fentanyl over the border to the point where guest on our show had a sister who was just fentanyl poisoned last night because China's dumping this shit into our country.
Yeah, but like, what is Ukraine or Russia dumping into our country that's worth fighting for? What is Israel/Palestine got to do with us that's worth fighting for, bro? This isn't like, oh, I agree with it. It's like I'm willing to risk my life to fucking stop.
Yeah, I tell you what, it would take an awful lot for me to take up arms again. And
I'm saying
I have no interest in fighting anymore. I have no interest in fighting for any government. Honestly, I don't. It doesn't make sense. You know, like if another Hitler came up and he was eradicating, you know, some sort of genocide. Okay, now that might be a different story. But dude, it's just countries fighting over resources, dude. Get the fuck over yourself, man. Like, you know, it's like the kid on the playground that's like beating other kids up because, you know, he wants to get the slide instead. Like, well, okay, yeah. But I was under the impression we're all adults here and we could probably figure something out that's mutually beneficial for everybody. I'm not interested in fighting anymore, man. I'm really not. Like, I'm just a hippie. I'm a fucking pacifist now, dude. When I got out of the Marine Corps, man, I was ready to commit war crimes, dude. I was at war. You know, I didn't care who it was, dude. Send me anywhere. I will fucking kill everybody and everything, and I don't even fucking care. And now, dude, like, I don't even like killing spiders that I find inside my house. Like, they're invading my personal space, you know? And I'm like, come on, little buddy, let's get you outside, you little.
I was just trying to do that to a roach last night.
Yeah. Like, dude, it just, you know, and like, honestly, like psychedelics kind of brought me down from somebody that was, you know, honestly, I had a bloodlust and it just deprogrammed me from the Marine Corps' bloodlust warrior mentality to like, dude, is it really worth it? I don't think that fighting's really worth it. Not in the sense of war. Like, I'll fight to defend myself and defend people that I love if there's an active threat. But dude, I'm not going to go fight a war, man. That's just asinine. And I think part of the reason why psychedelics were outlawed in the 70s was because all these hippies were doing fucking shrooms and acid. And they were like, dude, war's a racket, man. I'm not going to fight. And, you can't have that when you're at war, dude. You need motherfuckers to go over there and fight. And so, I think it'd be very interesting as psychedelics start to, become decriminalized, legalized, and better studied. And like, dude, they're powerful for mental health. It'll be interesting to see. I think there will be a shift away from like like, hey, fuck them, go bomb them, to well, hey, like maybe there's something else we can do.
Yeah, and with social media, like it's harder to lie to people.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we would have gone to Iraq with the second time with the WMD thing if Twitter was a website. Like people can see that that's not true, bro.
Yeah.
Like for all we bitch about it, I think it's a really like a net positive for preventing war. Because on other wars, like back in 2003, there wasn't no Iraqi voice saying, this is like fucking crazy, bro. No one have a nuke here. Like that, those aluminum tubes were for someone's toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we have that. And I think that's like a super good thing. It's a lot harder to lie to people.
Yeah. And you have to remember, man, like, dude, this human civilization, it's all an experiment. We ain't been doing this for all that long. We don't have this fucking shit figured out.
Yeah.
Like, you look at stuff and you hear a lot of like, oh, everything's going to shit, everything's going to hell. But when was the last time somebody you knew died of polio? You know what I mean? When was the last time y'all got a scratch and died from it? You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, and that's what I say too. Like I could DM Elon Musk right now.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
There's a lot of bad shit in the world, but I think there's a net positive. Things are getting better. Like I don't have to worry about getting a scratch and dying, dude. Like I can just go to the grocery store and get food. Even in developing countries, man, like the quality of living across the globe is just skyrocketing. And so, when somebody would once be like sleeping on the dirt, now, dude, they have beds. That's fucking badass, man. There's modern medicine that can prevent dying literally from a fucking scratch, dude. I get scratches all the time, dude. My cat scratches me all the fucking time. Like that would have been a death sentence, like 120 years ago. So I think it's important to remember that this is all just an experiment. We ain't got it figured out yet, obviously, because we're still fighting each other and we're still like, fuck you, man. You're a piece of shit, And I think we're headed in the right direction, though. I've got faith in humanity to get it figured out. It ain't going to be easy, and it probably won't be pretty, but I think, I think we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
What's it going to take for us to stop fighting each other?
Probably World War III, but
yeah, I could see that too. It's like that'd be like the final war. It wouldn't be World War III; it'd be the final war instead.
Yeah,
that'd be.
If there's one thing, if you ask me if there's one thing in the world that I'm afraid of, I would say that it's a world war or nuclear war, and that's the only thing I'm actually truly terrified of.
Yeah, I'm even scared because like we got an open border and we're fighting people. We're at war with people, and we just have like Iranians coming across the border. And like I was at work yesterday thinking, anybody can be bombed right now, just because anybody can come into our country and bomb us because we're at war, whether they want to say it or not. Like in their history books, this will say like America got involved in Hamas war last week, and so Iranians came to America to bomb America. Like in the history books, thinking 100 years down the line, it's not going to say America sent Marines over to strategically position themselves in the ocean. Like that, it's not going to say that. I'm with you. Like that, the fear of the fear of actual World War III is pretty shitty because we, like you said, we have a very good life across the globe. The quality of life has gone through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's people in Hamas posting on Twitter. Like, that's crazy. Like,
The Taliban,
yeah,
bro.
like
they have a Twitter page.
Like, that's crazy. And to be like, we're in a very good spot. I just hope it doesn't get ruined because humanity, we have a lot to live for if we don't fuck it up ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the doorstep of taking our first real steps into space. Like,
Yeah,
it won't be long and we'll have permanent settlements off of the planet Earth. This is such an exciting time to be alive. Dude, AI is exploding. AI will change the fucking world.
Yeah.
These are incredible times to be alive. And dude, if we can just survive to get past like this animosity that we all have towards each other, and if we can just get to a point where we realize, dude, we're basically, we're all the same, dude. We're all human, man, and we have this pale blue dot in the middle of nowhere in almost an utter infinite universe. Like, dude, there's no reason for us to be all fighting each other and at each other's throats, dude. We should be working together. Because, honestly, like, a real existential threat is like an asteroid coming and annihilating our species. You know what I mean? Like, that's the real threat. We should be focused on like making everybody's life better everywhere. Because why the fuck not? We could. I'm sure. I don't know how to. I'm not smart enough to figure that out, but I bet there's a way. And maybe put our minds to like doing something really cool, like building a city that's in fucking space, dude. That'd be sick, man. And like, instead of just video games, dude, it's like, dude, this is real life. Like, it's not science fiction anymore. All of a sudden we're living in the Star Wars universe, man. That's awesome.
I mean,
and I think humans are capable of just absolutely astronomically mind-blowing stuff when they put their mind to it and they come together and work together. And that's my hope for humanity, that we all, put aside our differences, accept each other for who we are, and just do good shit. You know what I mean? Like, because fuck it, man. Why not? Wow. It's a lot better than fighting a war. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, no, so much better than fighting a war. Another war is actually ridiculous. To be able to, I mean, we've been in war for a century now.
More than we haven't.
Yeah. Like, we're just constantly at war. So how do you maintain hope like that? How do you just continue to feel good about humanity? Because like for me, it's just like going to work and seeing like being at like I'm the person that comes in, says how's it going to everyone. Everyone knows that I'm there, and to know that people may get a smile off my face and like have a better day because I showed up and said, how's everyone doing? And I'm having a good time. That's what gives me hope, is that in my vicinity, in the real world, not social media, here and now, people are having a good time because I'm here. Like, how do you maintain hope?
Dude, I try and approach everybody and everything that they do with a little bit of compassion, and I try and understand where they're coming from. Some dude cuts you off on the freeway, or like does some bonehead shit, pulls around you, like you're like, fuck you, motherfucker. Instead of like, going high and to the right, I'm like, maybe there's a reason for it, dude. Like, dude, maybe he's got his pregnant wife in the car, and like,
that's exactly what I think.
Like, that baby's head's already out. Like, dude, if that was me, I'd be doing the same fucking thing, man. I'm getting to the hospital now.
Yeah.
And so, like, dude, I just try and have compassion for whatever it is that people are going through. And you know what? People are human. They make mistakes. They do dumb shit. Like, dude, I do dumb shit all the time. And
I'm doing dumb shit right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah, I just try and have love and compassion for people. And, if somebody does something that irritates me, like, all right, well, like, in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? And honestly, no. the only power that it has is the power that I give it. So I can either allow it to, you know, make me feel all pissed off and angry, or I can just let it go, because ultimately it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah, odds are they didn't wake up and think, oh, how can I cut off Steven today?
Yeah, how can I really fuck with Steven today? That's the question I want to answer.
And that's
No,
what
that's my
thought.
cat's job, man. Like
Yo.
that's what he does. But you know, he also keeps my apartment mouse free, so it's a give and a take.
Hey.
Shout out the cats.
Shit, dude.
Well, hell, I will be putting up some more merchandise here soon, trying to clean up our shop. It's kind of all over the place because when I first found out how to do it, I just went nuts. But yeah, I'll be cleaning up our merchandise store here soon, shop.endsuicide.us. Steven, man, thanks for coming on. This was a blast. I had an incredible time, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dudes. Thanks for having me on. It was a good time.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm excited for the future. I remain hopeful. I think what we have going on here and what you have going on there, it'll align forever. And for as long as we blow up, you blow up, man. That's our goal. What you got going on, man? It's incredible. I think Kevin opened my eyes to this. I think men and young men aren't told this enough. But man, I am proud of you for getting through what you've been through, and I'm proud of you for getting where you're at now, because it's incredible.
An easy journey.
Yeah, no, it's not, and us men don't like to tell each other good job, but you're fucking killing it out there. And even today, man, Kevin might have his ass a whole service dog now because
of
what you've done today. You know, like it's incredible what we can do, and yeah, I'm excited for the future, man. There's a lot in store. It's only up from here because we've all been to the bottom. You know, like we've been to the bottom. It's really only up from here, and it's exciting to think about. But thanks for coming on, Kevin. You got any last words, man?
No, bro. I'm just super thankful to have you on, dude. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, guys. I'm thankful to be here, man. So, you know, just a little bit of thankfulness, gratitude goes a long way. You know what I mean?
Amen, man.
Sure.
But all right, everybody. We'll catch you on the next show. We don't have anyone lined up or anything yet, but we might get my boy on here, a Jehovah's Witness, just to talk about religious differences and I guess everyone takes the Jehovah's Witness the wrong way, but the way he described it to me yesterday at work was pretty incredible. So we might just cover that a little bit and have a good time. But we'll see y'all next episode 57. We are done and we are out, baby.